Hi there, and welcome to the weekly Asylum and Immigration Reform Update, where I share with you 5 recent stories of interest to asylum seekers and those who want to stay current on immigration news. This week, we're discussing,
amid heated debates, Texas lawmakers advanced 3 bills targeting illegal immigration. New legislation is proposed to expedite work authorization for asylum seekers. New York extends a crisis order to manage an influx of asylum seekers. A lawsuit reveals the use of controversial software to analyze immigrants' social media. And Texas sues the Biden administration to prevent the removal of border barriers.
I'm Brian Manning. I used to be an asylum officer with the government, but now, as an asylum lawyer, I help immigrants all over the country to secure their future in America through asylum. It's my pleasure to bring you asylum and immigration reform updates each week right here on the Political Asylum Lawyers YouTube channel. Okay, let's get to the news. First up,
tensions flare as Texas moves closer to passing harsh immigration laws. Lawmakers approved 3 divisive bills after contentious all-night debate. The measures would empower state police to arrest migrants illegally crossing the border and return them to Mexico, appropriate over $1 billion more for border barriers, and increase penalties for human smuggling to a minimum 10 years of imprisonment. Democrats slammed the Republican-led agenda as anti-immigrant political theater. Tempers flared on the House floor amid angry confrontations. Supporters of the measures say Texas must deter illegal immigration flooding across the southern border, while critics argue the harsh steps undermine human rights and due process. They warn of mistaken detentions, unfair targeting, and even the unlawful deportation of U.S. citizens. The bills have not yet become law, but do appear poised to head to Governor Abbott's desk for final approval.
And next up, for update number 2,
proposed legislation would allow asylum seekers to get a work permit much quicker than is currently the case. A member of Congress has reintroduced the Asylum Seeker Work Authorization Act of 2023, targeting the bureaucratic hurdles that asylum seekers face when seeking employment authorization. The proposal, which has a long way to go before becoming law, addresses the statutory delay that blocks asylum seekers from accessing work authorization promptly. Asylum applicants are currently eligible to apply for a work permit 150 days after applying for asylum. This proposal would change that wait to just 30 days and would also make the work permit valid for the life of the asylum claim instead of requiring asylum seekers to renew their work permits frequently while their asylum cases drag on.
All right, time for our 3rd immigration update.
New York's migrant crisis continues as the governor extends an order designating a state of crisis, allowing ongoing National Guard support and state flexibility to assist local communities struggling with an overflow of asylum seekers, the governor said. The order, first issued in May, mobilizes resources and aid for the unprecedented humanitarian influx. It affords expanded powers to provide shelter space, relief supplies, and operational assistance. The National Guard currently provides logistics and staffing at crowded shelter sites. New York is scrambling to handle the ongoing surge of asylum seekers arriving from the southern border. Leaders from New York City and Chicago were instrumental in pressuring the Biden administration recently to authorize work permits for migrants from Venezuela under the Temporary Protected Status Program, allowing them to work and thus alleviating some of the strain on the overburdened cities.
And moving right along, update number 4.
Documents uncovered in a lawsuit reveal that Immigration and Customs Enforcement, known as ICE, has used controversial software called Ghost to analyze social media posts by immigrants for language perceived to be critical of the United States, leading to action against them. ICE paid over $10 million to Ghost's developer, Giant Oak Incorporated, to implement a system that assigns risk scores to immigrants based on their online activity. The scores can impact decisions about whether immigrants are let in the country or deported. Critics say the black box algorithms lack transparency and accountability. They argue the government shouldn't use secretive technology to scrutinize social media and make immigration decisions. ICE claims Ghost helps identify overstay violators from so-called countries of concern. But civil rights groups say relying on algorithms leads to unfair targeting, especially of Muslim immigrants.
And finally, our 5th immigration update for this week.
Heading back to Texas, that state has again taken legal action against the Biden administration over immigration, plunging the nation into a heated debate surrounding border security policies. The Lone Star State's lawsuit is a bid to halt federal agents from dismantling the razor wire installed along the U.S.-Mexico border, a measure perceived by Texas officials as crucial for curbing unlawful entries into the country. This stringent border enforcement tactic has, however, come under scrutiny, with instances of migrants sustaining injuries upon entanglement being reported. The situation escalated when a federal judge, reacting to objections from both U.S. and Mexican authorities, ordered the removal of a floating barrier on the Rio Grande. This legal tangle underscores a broader discord between state and federal approaches to border management, with Texas Governor Greg Abbott facing backlash over his aggressive anti-immigration measures.
And that wraps up this week's immigration news. If you want to win asylum in the United States, then you should call my office today. That number is 713 352 1593. We help people all over the country, so it doesn't matter where you are. Call us now to schedule an Asylum Strategy Session so that we can help you secure your future in America through asylum. Again, I'm Brian Manning, and it's an honor to serve you in your immigration journey.